Friends, welcome to CSN's educational channel for English, General Knowledge and Current Affairs. I am very thankful to you for watching my previous videos which were made on sentence and phrase, subject and predicate. This time onwards, we are going to discuss one of the most important topics in our English grammar, that is parts of speech. You know friends, parts of speech is a very lengthy topic, so I am going to touch and introduce the names of parts of speech and the basic idea on parts of speech. I will try to make you understand each part of speech through various examples. In the following videos, let's discuss them in detail. So friends, let's move on. Friends, I am showing you a picture. Observe this picture. This picture having different people consisting different jobs. Okay, this picture is showing different people consisting different professions. What do we understand through this picture? Through this picture, we have to understand that different people do different jobs in the society. Different people perform different jobs in the society. In the same way, in a sentence, what are there in a sentence? There are some words in a sentence. The words in a sentence do different jobs as the persons do different jobs in the society. So, here the words are compared to the persons in the society. Okay, let me give you some more clear idea on this one through an example. Read this sentence. Here is a sentence. Great. Meera and her friends are the only brilliant girls with the highest score in class. Okay. Here there are about 15 words in the sentence. Let's know the duties of the different words in the sentence. I told you that different words have different jobs in the sentence as the persons in the society. Okay. Let's know the different jobs in the sentence. Okay, these are the different jobs. Naming words. Here, Mera. Mera is a naming word. Its duty is naming some person. Next one, replacing words. Here, her. Her friends. Her friends, actually whose friends? Mera's friends. Here, there should be Mera, but instead of Mera, there is her. So, her is called a replacing word. Its duty is replacing some word. Next one, action word. Here are. Are is an action word in the sentence. Next one, qualifying word. Qualifying word means here brilliant girls. What type of girls are mentioned here? Brilliant girls. Here brilliant is describing the word girls. So brilliant is called qualifying word or describing word. Its duty is describing someone. Next one, modifying word. Here only. There is a word only. It is modifying the word brilliant. Its duty is modifying. Okay. Next one, positioning. Here in the sentence with, in. These are called positioning words. It's their duty is positioning. Positioning words means they show some relation between the words in the sentence. Next one, joining words. Joining words here and. The word and, it is joining two words, Meera and her friends. So its duty is joining two words. Next one, feeling words. In the sentence great, the first word great is showing some feeling of a person. So great's duty is showing some feeling of a person. So friends, here each word performs its own duty. Okay, understood? Through this example, we have learned that a name is given to a word depending on its job it does in a sentence. Each word in the sentence acts with a special job. We have learned that also. Okay, we call their names depending on their jobs they do as parts of speech. Understood? Depending on their jobs they do in the sentence, they are given separate names. They are called parts of speech. What is a part of speech? A part of speech is a name given to a word based on the job it does in a sentence. Depending on the job the words do in a sentence, the words are divided into 8 parts of speech. What are the 8 parts of speech? Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. These are called 8 parts of speech in English. We have known that there are 8 parts of speech. Now we are going to learn the definition of each part of speech with the help of some examples. First we are going to learn about the noun. Before that, let's describe this picture. This is Pinky. She is from Delhi. She likes ice cream. She hates cats. She loves freedom. These are the sentences which are describing this girl. In the first sentence, Pinky, there is Pinky. Pinky denotes what? Pinky denotes the name of a girl, name of a person. She is from Delhi. Delhi denotes it's a name of a place. She likes ice cream. It's a name of a thing. She hates cats. It's a name of an animal. She loves freedom. Freedom is an idea. So, the words Pinky, Delhi, cream, cats, ice cream, cats, and freedom. These are the words are used to describe this girl. These are one is name of a person, one is name of a place, one is name of a thing, one is name of an animal, final one is name of an idea, which are called nothing but the noun. What is a noun? A noun is a word which denotes the name of a person, place, thing, animal, and idea. I hope you understood what is a noun, what does it denote, and what does it refer. Let's identify some more nouns in the given sentences. I am going to give you some sentences. Here are some sentences. In the first sentence, Agra is on the bank of river Yamuna. In the sentence, Agra, bank, Yamuna. These three are nouns. In the second sentence, his courage won him honor. Here, courage, honor. These are nouns. Why? Because these two words are referring ideas. Next one, Ashoka was a king. Ashoka, king. These two are referring persons. The sun shines brightly. Here the sun only. Sun only is the noun. Next one, Abdul won the second prize. Clearly we can say that Abdul is a noun. It denotes the name of a person. Second, prize. Prize is the noun. Let's go to pronoun. Let's understand what is a pronoun through an example. Here is an example given. Johnny is a student. Johnny spends much time with Johnny's teacher. Mr. Lal is a car driver. Mr. Lal drives the children to school every day. Johnny is a student. He spends much time with Johnny's teacher. Mr. Lal is a car driver. He drives the children to school every day. Okay. In the first sentence, when we observe the first sentence, Johnny, here is also Johnny. In the second sentence, Johnny is repeated. But here, instead of Johnny, we use he. Okay. So, Johnny is repeated in the first one, but here Johnny is not repeated. Instead of Johnny, we use he. He, the word he, takes the place of the noun Johnny. This is called pronoun. Here also Johnny's teacher, but here his teacher. Okay. Mr. Lal is a car driver. Mr. Lal drives the children to school every day. Here Mr. Lal is repeated again, but here instead of Mr. Lal we use he. So he is used instead of Mr. Lal. He takes the place of Mr. Lal. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun, or a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Let's see some more examples of a pronoun. These are the sentences. You have to identify the pronouns in the sentences. John is absent because he is ill. Who is ill? John is ill. but John is not repeated again. Instead of John, here he is there. Next one, the books are where you left them. Them refer to books, so them is a pronoun. Next one, my name is Raju, I am an young boy. Who is an young boy? Raju is an young boy. Instead of Raju, there is I. I is a pronoun. Rama and Hari work hard. They are praised by the teacher. Who are praised by the teacher? Rama and Hari. Rama and Hari are not repeated again. Instead of Rama and Hari, we use they. They is pronoun. Now we will talk about verb. In the beginning, we have seen some sentences. In that sentences, we have seen some action words. We have seen some action words. Those action words are called verbs. Action words are called verbs. What is a verb? A verb is a word which is used to express an action or state. Friends, without a verb we cannot write a sentence. Okay, we can write any sentence without any other parts of speech. But no sentences are framed, no sentence is framed, no sentence is written without a verb. Let's see some examples containing verbs. The teacher wrote a letter on the blackboard. Mumbai is a big city. I never believe my friend Raju. My father forgot to attend the parents' meeting yesterday. She has a brother and two sisters. He solved the sum. Okay. In these sentences, we have to find out some verbs. I told you that a verb is a word which is used to express an action or state. What is an action? What is a state? What is the difference between an action and a state? An action verb expresses a physical involved activity. Okay, a physical activity is involved when we do something, that is called an action verb. Okay, a state or stative verb expresses a situation. Okay, let's see the first example. The teacher wrote a letter on the blackboard. Here when we write something we use our hands, so that means some physical activity. With some physical activity we do this action. So wrote is a action verb. Mumbai is a big city. Is, here there is no any physical activity involved, so is a stative verb. It expresses some situation only. I never believe my friend Raju. Believe, believe also a stative verb. There is no any physical activity involved. My father forgot. When we forgot something, no physical activity is involved, so forgot is also a stative verb. Has also a stative verb. Solved, when we solve something, there should be some physical activity, so solved is an action verb. So friends, a verb is a word which is used to express an action or state. It may be a stative verb or it may be an action verb. Let's talk about an adjective. Let's define an adjective. An adjective is a word which is used to describe a noun or a pronoun. It adds something to noun or a pronoun. Add something means it gives some more information about noun or a pronoun. It describes a noun or a pronoun. So adjectives are called describing words, okay, or qualifying words. Adjectives, sometimes they are used before noun or a pronoun, sometimes they placed after noun or a pronoun. Okay, let's see some examples to identify the adjectives. We stayed under new bridge. Here new bridge. The word new is used to describe bridge. It qualifies the word bridge. Bridge is a noun, new is an adjective. So here adjective is used before a noun. Next one. Her daughter is clever and smart. Here the words, two words, clever, smart. These two words are used to qualify the noun daughter. So these two are called describing words. In this sentence, these two adjectives are placed after the noun. Daughter is a noun. Okay. Next one. Dilip is a nice boy. Here nice is used to qualify the noun boy. It is used before a noun. Her hut is old. Here old is an adjective. It is used to qualify the noun hut. So old is an adjective, hut is a noun. Here the adjective old is used after the noun. Okay. Now let's talk about an adverb. Let's define an adverb. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word which modifies a verb, an adjective or another adverb. Here three things are mentioned. Verb, an adjective, another adverb. Okay. These three are modified by an adverb. Okay. Let's understand this one through some examples. Rashma spoke loudly. Here Rashma, Rashma is a noun, spoke is a verb, loudly is an adverb because here it is modifying the verb spoke. Okay, I have told you that an adverb which modifies a verb. Here also an adverb loudly is modifying the verb spoke. In the second sentence, Radhika is very clever girl. Here very clever. Here clever is an adjective, very is an adverb. I have told you that an adverb which modifies an adjective. Here an adjective clever is modified by an adverb very. Next one. Madhu cried quite loudly. Here in the sentence, quite loudly. Both are an adverbs. Both are adverbs. Loudly is an adverb which is modified by another adverb, that is quite. Okay. I had told you that an adverb which modifies a verb, an adjective, an adverb also. Okay. The hero fought bravely. Here fought is a verb, bravely is an adverb. How hero fought? Hero fought bravely. Fought is modified by bravely. Next one, the snake is looking very thick. The snake is a noun, is looking is a verb, very thick. Thick is an adjective. This adjective is modified by an adverb, that is very. Next one, he answered the question quite correctly. Here also correctly is an adverb. This another adverb is modified by this adverb, that is quite. Clear? So friends, an adverb which modifies a verb, an adjective or another adverb. Let's go to preposition. What is a preposition? A preposition is a word which shows the relation between a noun or a pronoun and some other words in the sentence. Okay? A preposition is a word which links a noun or a pronoun with some other words in the sentence. What are the other words in the sentence? It may be a noun, it may be a verb, it may be an adjective. Okay? Let's understand this one through some examples. My mother is busy with her work. Here with is a preposition. If you delete this with there is no complete sense in the sentence. There is no relationship between her work and busy. Here her work is a noun. It is linked by with other word, that is busy. Okay? Next one. The doctor is cruel to his family members. Here to is a preposition. Okay. Next one. She is looking for his baby. Here for is a preposition. It shows the relationship between the noun his baby and the verb is looking. Without for there is no complete sense to this meaning. Next one. The tiger jumped into the river. Here jumped into is a preposition. Finally, Mr. Raju is fond of painting. Here of is a preposition. Okay, we can say that a preposition is a word which links a noun or a pronoun with other words in the sentence. The other words may be, it may be a verb, it may be a noun, it may be an adjective. Understood? Let's go to conjunction. What is a conjunction? A conjunction is a word which connects two words, two phrases or two clauses. Okay, it connects or it links, it joins two words. There may be two words in a sentence, there may be two phrases in a sentence, or there may be two clauses in a sentence. It connects two words or two phrases or two clauses. So a conjunction is a joining word or a connector. Let's understand this one through some examples. Whenever I visit Kakinada, I meet my friends and teachers. Here, two words, my friends and teachers, are connected by and. Here, and the connective and is connecting two words. Okay, next one. My motorbike is either at my home or at my grandfather's guest house. Okay, in this sentence, where is the connective or conjunction? Or. Or is a connective or conjunction which is joining two phrases here, at my home or at my grandfather's guest house. Okay, I told you what is a phrase in the first video. Okay, next one. In the next one, I have seen the movie for two times, but I couldn't understand its theme. Okay, we have known that a conjunction may connect two clauses also. Here are two clauses. I have seen the movie for two times. I couldn't understand its theme. Okay, clauses are just like sentences. We will discuss them in the following videos. So here, but is a connective. It is a conjunction which is joining two clauses here. Okay, in the first sentence, the connective and joins two words. In the second sentence, the connective are joining two phrases. In the third sentence, the connective but which is joining two clauses. Okay, so a conjunction is a word which connects two words or two phrases or clauses. Here are some examples of conjunctions: and, but, so, if, before, after, unless, as soon as, in spite of, despite, as if, while, when. Okay, these are conjunctions. There are some types of conjunctions. We will discuss them in the following videos. Now let's turn to interjection. Interjection is a word which expresses a strong feeling or emotion. Strong feeling or emotion. What are strong feeling or emotions? For suppose, when we feel pain, when we express a great surprise, when we express great happiness, when we praise somebody, when we greet somebody, in all these contexts, we have to use separate words. Those are interjections. Okay, when we write interjections, we have to put a punctuation mark, that is exclamation mark. What's that? Exclamation mark. When we develop a conversation in an examination, we have to use these interjections occasionally. Let's see some types of interjections. Interjection of greeting. Hey, hello, hi. When we greet somebody, we have to use these interjections. Next, interjection of bidding farewell. See ya, goodbye, like that. Interjection of happiness. Hooray, wow. Interjection of admiring or praise somebody. Great, well done, bravo. Okay, next one. Interjection of attention. Look, attention, like that. Interjection of surprise. Ha, ha, ho, like that. Interjection of pain. Ouch,